Okay, man, this video is about stupid people. Because in this world, there's a lot of stupid people, bro. Hold on, let's fix up this camera because I'm going to be here for a little while. You know what I'm saying? Okay. First subject. Celebrities. Right? All these people be loving these celebrities and stuff like that, crying for them and buying outrageous tickets and backstage passes and stuff like that, right? Right? But yet, you check out their Instagram. Like Justin Bieber, you check out his Instagram. He's only following 400 people out of 88 million people. You know what I'm saying? I'm following 6,000 people on my Instagram. 6,000. And I manage that shit just fine. But yet, he's a celebrity. He has people that actually do truly love him. Right? You know what he's doing to y'all? He's going like this to y'all. Right in front of your faces. And y'all don't even realize it. Y'all still support him. Y'all the ones that's paying for the cars, the mansions, and this way of living. The way he's living right now. Y'all, the fans, are paying for all that shit. And then when he's on stage, he tells y'all, oh, I love all of yous. And y'all fucking retard people believe that bullshit. He doesn't love y'all. You know why? Because he doesn't know y'all people. So how he's gonna love you? But y'all people fucking jump around and scream, oh, I love you too, Justin Bieber. That motherfucker don't give a fuck about any of y'all people. Any celebrity. You go to Katy Perry's Instagram. She's not following a lot of people either. Beyonce, not following much people either. You go through all these celebrities' pages and see how many people they're following in Instagram. They're not following hardly nobody. You know why? Because they don't give a fuck about your fans. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are the ones that's taking care of these people. You're the ones that's giving them these mansions, that's giving them these private planes, that's giving them their bank accounts and stuff like that. While you in real life struggling to put money together to even pay for your own stuff. But y'all don't give a fuck because y'all stupid. Y'all don't care. Y'all overlook that shit. Y'all go and still support these people. While your ass is fucking struggling trying to get bills paid. You know what I'm saying? That's stupid. There's nothing smart about that shit. I don't support any celebrity. No celebrity I support in my I never bought tickets for them. I never go to the Instagrams clicking on their fucking photos. I don't support no celebrities. Because I already know they don't give a fuck about me. They don't care about me. And they're not gonna fucking help me. That's a fact. Because they're not doing it right now. So, that's a fact. Okay, now another thing. Right? A female always, like the majority of females that I listen to, that I hang out with, like they just like my homegirls, right? Oh, I want a bad guy in my life. Right? That's what they say. They want a bad guy in their life. They get this bad guy, right? And they expect this bad guy to treat them like a queen, like a princess. They call bad guys for a reason, retard. You know what I'm saying? And then when they do something bad to them, they fucking complain. What you thought? You going out with an angel? If you're going out with a bad guy, you're going to get bad things out of that shit. Understand that shit, retards. Don't complain. You got what you asked for. And the same thing goes for the guys. Oh, I want me a bad girl. You get a bad girl, she's sleeping around with all these fucking guys, disrespecting you, mistreating you, treating you like shit, and then you complain. But didn't you want a bad girl? Didn't you want a bad girl? But you complain. You're pointing fingers. You're pointing fingers at people. Believe it or not. Y'all see the logic of what I'm telling y'all? There are really, truly stupid people out here. Like, for example, right? I seen this in the news. There was this guy, he played GTA 5, right? That's Grand Theft Auto, for y'all people that don't know about that. You know what I'm saying? Grand Theft Auto 5 video game. It's a video game, right? The fucking guy played the game, right? Then he believed in his mind that he could actually do all this stuff that you could do in the game. He went out in real life and tried to duplicate the same thing. Got his ass killed by police. Stupid. Stupid, stupid, stupid. You can't duplicate anything in any video games, you retard. He deserved to get killed for being fucking stupid. Y'all see my point? Y'all see my point I'm trying to explain here? Very, very, very stupid people in this world. Like, for example, this is something else I heard in the news, right? A fucking guy accidentally steps on this guy's Jordan sneakers, right? On his Jordan sneakers. He stepped on his sneakers by mistake. He apologized to the guy. The guy still came out, pulled out a gun and shot him and killed him. And now the guy's doing life. Over Michael Jordan sneakers. Very, 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 very fucking stupid. I could go on all day with this shit. I could keep pointing out shit throughout the whole fucking day, giving y'all fucking shit. That's how much stupid people are out there. Believe it or not, they do exist. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to put them down because they're stupid. I perfectly understand that's the way they are. Some of them are actually born that way. Some of them don't go to school. Some of them don't bother reading. Some of them don't bother educating themselves to learn anything. You know what I'm saying? They just go fucking do shit. Like, for example, a drug dealer, right? Right? Like, for example, the drug dealers over here. Because I live in projects. The drug dealers over here, right? They risk being arrested and being killed all day, right? Right? They risk being arrested and killed all day. Right? For over $100. That's the most these guys are actually making out here. Because drugs is not that popular like it used to be. That's the most they make. And the way cost of living is right now, you need to make at least $500 a week to be able to live okay in New York City. New York City is the most expensive city to live in out of everywhere. Believe it or not. Besides Badu. Badu is the richest city of all around the whole world. That city, the whole entire city is all millionaires and rich people living there. You know, but Dubai is not in the United States. So that's out of there. You know what I'm saying? Right? They get on they got food stamps and they get on welfare. And they drug dealers. Instead of just getting a regular job that pays more than what they're making, they rather fucking risk their lives and fucking and risk getting arrested. Stupid. There's nothing smart about that shit. Nothing smart. You know what I'm saying? Even if you was to make a lot of money, most of these drug dealers will get greedy and lose all of it. And lose every single thing. Because they're stupid. You know what I'm saying? Learn to quit when you're ahead. That's a very good advice from me to all of y'all. Learn to quit to stay ahead. Listen to what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way you're gonna be successful as a drug dealer in this city. Another thing, Bloods and Crips and Latin Kings and all that shit. Right? Check it out. They shoot each other, they kill each other because they're repping a gang. In California, places like that, motherfuckers kill each other over colors. If you're not wearing the right color clothes in a certain area, you will get killed. Stupid! There's nothing smart about that. Nothing smart about that shit. Over a color? Over a color that you allowed in this fucking world to wear anywhere else in the world, you can wear whatever the fuck you want. Except there. You come in there with a wrong color, you will get killed. Fucking stupid. There's nothing smart about that shit. I never, since I was a young kid, I never understood the concept of that bullshit. Never understood it. Another thing. Another one. A drug dealer picks a corner, right? He just picks the corner randomly, right? Put drugs on it and claims that's his block. Never paid no money for that piece of land. Never paid anybody anything. Doesn't own property receipts or anything. And he claims that as his block. That's not your block in reality, retard. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. There's so much shit I could put together. So much shit I could put together. A lot of shit. I could go non-stop all day. Like for example, Obama, right? Obama. Most of the black people inside these projects here, they voted for him, right? But they overlooked one thing about Obama. Obama is not a fully African American. He was a mix. He's African American mixed with white. Right? But being he had a little bit of African inside of him, these African Americans in here actually voted him in. They voted for him. Right? He wins the election. They throw this big ass party for him, right? Right? As soon as he starts doing his job, he doesn't do anything, nothing for the African American people. And then they complain about him. Then they started complaining about it. I started hearing them in here complaining. You're stupid. Because you overlooked that one thing that I just mentioned. He was half African American. He's not a full African American. I can understand if he was fully African American and then y'all voted him in. Y'all voted him partially African American and y'all voted him in. And then when he doesn't do what the hell y'all want, y'all complain. Understand this, retards. A president, he's there to lie to you. Believe it or not. They're all there to lie to society. To misdirect you. Make you believe on something that he's not truly running behind. Governors, you name it. Anybody in the government in different stages, they're there to lie. Believe it or not. But y'all motherfucking retard people believe in all this bullshit what they saying. Y'all actually believe this shit. And y'all been doing this shit for years. For hundreds of years, y'all been doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. Believing these fucking presidents. Believing on what they saying. Literally, I know when they get in office, they don't do shit for none of y'all motherfuckers. They don't do nothing for none of y'all. I didn't see nothing in here change. Nothing in these projects change. That's why I don't vote for them motherfuckers. I do not vote for nobody. I go like this to them. Because you know why? In my life, my money is not connected to none of them. I make my money clean and I make my own money. I have no connection with the government. So the government could take this from me. They could fucking go fuck themselves. They don't pay my bills. They don't pay nothing for me. They don't give me food stamps. I don't get fucking welfare. I don't fuck with none of them fucking shits. You know what I'm saying? I make my money straight out clean. I sell computers. I build computers, custom computers. That's my business. I've been doing this shit for over 17 fucking years without working a regular job either. I've just been doing that and doing great, making good money with that shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't support no presidents. They're not here for us. Understand that shit. Any president, you put any president, Trump, all of them, they're not here to help any of us. Understand that shit, retards. But yet, y'all bite into all this bullshit. And I'm talking about everybody, because this is a president. I'm talking about everybody. I'm talking about white people, Russian people, black people, Spanish people, yellow people, green people, purple people. They're not here to help any of us. Understand that shit, retards. Stupid. That's all I can say for that. Stupid. Right? Right? Am I right? Am I making points here, y'all retards? And I know the ones that perfectly understand what I'm saying understands exactly what I'm feeling. They understand. There's people out there that feels just like me. You know what I'm saying? Like for example, religion. Right? Right? All these people come up to me and trying to pray, preach to me about this religious shit, right? I don't care what religion it is. If y'all come around me trying to talk to me about it, I'm going to tell y'all, I'm going to go like this to y'all. Go fuck yourselves. I don't want to hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't pray. I don't believe in no fucking God. And my life is just fine. I haven't been praying. I haven't prayed since I was 15 years old. I'm 50 years old right now. 50. I haven't prayed all that time. I haven't done none of that shit. I don't believe in God. Because God don't exist. Understand that shit. He does not exist. How many times y'all people went and prayed, oh, I want this, please help me with this, blah, and y'all don't get shit. Y'all don't get nothing. And another thing too, right? Another scenario too, right? Like for example, when y'all people go to work from 9 to 5, right? I'm going to just give 9 to 5. There's other different hours and different shifts, right? Y'all work throughout the whole week. Y'all bust your ass to make that check. So like that, you could provide food for your family and for yourself, right? Clothing, shelter, and, if you have a car insurance, gas, whatever, right? Right? You're breaking your ass every day to do this shit. You know what these people think? You know all these people think first? They thank God. They thank God first. Why are you thanking God first? You're the one that's doing all the work. You're the one that's busting your ass every morning. You're the one that's getting up in the morning on time to be able to get to that job. So like that, you could keep that job. But yet, you're thanking God. You're making it look like God is the one that's doing all the work for you and then giving you the money so like that you could pay all the bills. Hell fucking no. He's not doing none of that shit. You're the one that's doing everything. You're supposed to be thanking yourself. That's who you're supposed to be thanking. Not no fucking God. Because I bet you this. If you was not to fucking work and you was not to pay your rent, you could do all the praying you fucking want. You will get evicted out of that apartment. You will lose that apartment. If you're paying a mortgage, you will lose that house. You could pray to God all the fuck you want, and I bet you will end up losing this stuff. Stupid. Most of y'all people are going through writing from a book that was made by man, which is the Bible. The Bible was rewritten over and over and over and over and over for years, redone. Shakespeare has writing inscription in the Bible. And he's not religious. He's not a Christian. And he has writing inside the Bible. Shakespeare. You know what I'm saying? Shakespeare. Believe it or not, do research on him and believe it. It will mention that he has writing in the Bible. A lot of y'all people don't know that because y'all stupid. A mind is a terrible thing to waste. I always ran with that belief because it's actually true. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing physical in this world to show proof that there is a God. Not one time I see anything about him. Not one time I got blessed by him either. It was through me busting my ass getting like right now, everything I have right now, I broke my ass every fucking day to get this money together so like that I could live this comfortable life I'm living now. I don't pray to no God. I don't believe in no fucking God. I don't believe in churches because when you go to a church, this is when I was younger. This is when I was like 7 years old. My mother is Pentecostal, right? And Pentecostal is one of the strictest religion you could be in. That religion is very strict. You can't smoke. You can't drink liquor. You can't drink wine. You know what I'm saying? You're only allowed to drink like milk, juice, stuff like that. Right? The females are not allowed to wear pants. They're supposed to wear a skirt, and the skirt's supposed to be to the knee long. They can't wear makeup. You cannot wear no earrings. You cannot wear anything. Anything that'll make you look like a slut. You cannot wear that shit. It's a very strict religion. Right? I'm in the church and I hear fucking people talking about other people. And in this religion, you're not supposed to down anybody. You're not supposed to talk about anybody. And you're not supposed to think about anything negativity in your mind. Like you cannot think about porn. You cannot do nothing negative in that religion. Because they will consider that a sin. That will be considered a sin if you do any of these things. Right? But yet, these motherfuckers are in church talking shit about each other, cursing, doing fucked up shit in the church. You know what I said to myself? And I was 7 years old at that time. You know what I said to myself? I'm never coming to church ever again. You know what I'm saying? You got pastors that are pretending to be pastors, that are pretending that they care for you, taking all your money in and buying these fly-ass cars, living in beautiful homes, while your ass is struggling in the streets. You're giving them money for the church, so like that, he could take care of his own life and take care of his own shit. He's actually going like this to y'all. Right in front of your faces, and you're not even seeing it. Because you're stupid. The majority of these fucking priests are criminals. The majority of them are criminals. Even the ones that are in TV and they preaching on stage in stadiums, in football stadiums full of fucking religious people. All that money is going to them. It's going right into their pocket. They're driving Bentleys, Rolls Royces, Ferraris. Some of them even got private planes through that money. They're living a luxury life while you're living a fucking poor life and struggling. Y'all come to church, y'all gladly give them $20. If you go to church 3 or 4 times a week, you're giving them money 3 or 4 times a week to get blessings that you're never going to get. You're never going to get blessed unless you create that blessing for you. Another example, right? Somebody comes and gives a person a car, right? They give them a car. They go, oh, thank you, God. Thank you for giving me this car. That's what they fucking say. But the reality of the shit is a person had the courtesy to think that you was a candidate for that car. And they gave you the car. It has nothing to fucking do with God or blessings or prayers or anything. You need to be thanking the person that gave you the fucking car. Thank them. Don't thank God first and then thank them. Stupid fucking people. That's a very good example. A very good example. Another stupid person. They get into a relationship with a hoe, right? Let me correct that. With a prostitute, right? They get into a relationship with them. And then they bring them into their home, right? And then they expect them to be a home person. I'm going to just say a home person. There's not really no word to describe that, right? Retard, you picked this girl off the street. She was selling herself to other guys. How you going to expect her to be the way you want her to be? Very, very stupid. Let me get something clear here. Nobody in this world is going to be the way you want them to be. Nobody is going to be the way you want them to be. Believe it or not. If they do it, it's because they care for you. If they do it, it's because they care for you. Remember that. They have a choice to tell you fuck you and leave and go with somebody else. Stupid people. You cannot change nobody. It's up to that person to believe within themselves that they can change. You can't expect a person to change. They're not going to change. Understand that. Unless they decide within themselves to change. Right? Okay, perfect. Okay. I believe in UFOs. I don't know if there's a lot of people out there that believe in them. You know what I'm saying? I believe in UFOs. You know what I'm saying? I see videos of UFOs. And I'm talking about authentic videos. Because I know how to make videos myself. When I do my rap music, I know how to perfect the music to look just like a rap video. I know what's real and what's not real when I'm looking at it. I know when it's authentic, when it's not. I've seen these things actually flying. I actually seen them with my own eyes. I believe in UFOs. Because there's over a million and millions, because there's millions and millions of people saying they seen a UFO. Understand this. Understand this. You cannot say a million people are lying. You can't even say 5 million people is lying that they seen a UFO. Somebody in that 5 million actually really seen the UFO. They're not lying. You see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying now? Now, the Bible. We're going to go back to the Bible now. Now the Bible now. You never seen a God. You never seen anything. You're only going by what somebody's saying in the Bible. Right? And a message from somebody else. Everything is mostly by writing. That's all it is. That's all we know about this so-called God that all these people is talking about. It applies for the Muslims. You name it. If it has a Bible, they do not have a God. That God does not exist in this world. Understand that shit. Do y'all even understand the concept what God really means? Y'all need to go to a dictionary and read what God means. There's no God in this world. Understand that shit. I bet you any amount of money You could continue working, doing what you're doing, paying your bills, right? Do not go to church. Do not pray at all. Do not do anything religious. And you will still have the same life that you had while you was going to church and doing the religious stuff. You're going to have the same life. You know why? Because in your life, it's already designed. Your life is designed for you already. Believe it or not. If your life was designed for you to be famous, you will be famous. If your life was designed for you to be rich or a millionaire, you will be rich or a millionaire. If your life was designed for you to die in a young age, you will die in a young age. Your life is already designed for you. As soon as you was a baby and you come out of that mother's womb, right? And your eyes, and you start seeing from those eyes, from that time on, your life is designed for you already. It doesn't matter what the fuck you do in school. It doesn't matter how much college you have. It doesn't matter what you do. If your life is designed a certain way, that's the life you're going to live. Like, for example, right? I had a homeboy of mine, right? He went to college. He went to college and everything to become a doctor, right? Right? He finished college, right? Went for a job for a doctor and couldn't get the job. He actually couldn't get the job. They were looking for somebody lower to pay lower income to the person to save money. Because when you overqualified, a lot of people ain't gonna fucking hire you because they have to pay out the ass to you. Most of these bosses are not gonna pay you top money. They're not. They're trying to look for the shorter cut. And guess what? He didn't get no job as a doctor. Right? He went for other shit. They ain't get no job for that. You know where he's working at right now? In a fucking McDonald's. That's where he's working at. With college degrees and everything. Diploma, high school diploma and everything. And he's working in a McDonald's. That's a perfect example of what I'm trying to explain to y'all people. It's no different when a kid, right, he goes, oh my God. Like some kids I hear out here, oh, I want to be like Lil Wayne. I want to be like that rapper. I want to have his money. I want to have... Instead of just thinking, damn, I'm going to make this success. I'm going to do this. I'm going to get on my feet. You're admiring somebody else's success. And you want to be like them. Stupid. You cannot be like these people. Understand that. You cannot duplicate what they have. If your life was designed a certain way, if it's meant for you not to be rich, you would not be rich. And you could try anything to try to change that course. It will stay the same. The only thing that could change that in your life is if you win lotto or you inherit money from a family member that dies. That's the only things that, put it like this, something that comes into your life and changes your life. Let's just put it like that. Like, for example, I'm going to use me as an example, right? When I was younger, I was exactly like these people, right? I used to look at somebody and see everything they have and be like, damn, I want to have all that stuff, right? Right? I try to work a regular job to try to get this type of money. No success, right? I started selling drugs, sticking people, robbing people, doing all kinds of fucked up shit, right? I did gain some success from it, right? I bought a house. At 18 years old, drug dealing, I bought a house. Because when I started selling drugs, it was in the crack epidemic. This was in the 80s when I started selling the drugs, right? Right? I bought the house. I got greedy and kept fucking with the same shit. I got locked up and lost everything. I lost every single fucking thing. Money. When I came home, I was homeless when I came home. That's a perfect example of stupidity. I gotta admit, when I was younger, I was very, very stupid. I was naive about a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I was a high school graduate. I finished school pretty good. I did pretty good in school. You know what I'm saying? And then I went to college a couple of years after, like later on. I did 4 years of criminal law. 4 years of criminal law I did. I just need to do 4 more years, and then I could take the test for the sidebar, and then I could become a lawyer. And I've been thinking of doing that. But anyway, let's just get out of that subject. You know what I'm saying? Right? I kept going to jail, getting locked up. I kept trying to do the same fucking thing over and over again. Kept getting locked up, kept getting locked up, kept getting locked up. I gave New York and the state 13 years of my life. 13 years that I would never be able to get back. Right? Right? Then I came out the last time. Now, this is 21 years ago. I came out the last time. And I really thought about the whole thing. I thought about everything in different stages. I thought about it. I sat down and I was like, you know something? My life is designed for me already. Right? I said, my life, I'm supposed to live a certain way, and that's it. It's not going to go any higher. It's not going to go any lower. It's going to stay at a peak. Like right now, I'm right here. In finance, cars, everything that I have. I'm right here. And the more I try to work, the more I try to make more money to try to go over that, it doesn't go over. It doesn't go over. No matter how hard I try, it doesn't go over. I perfectly understand that's my limit right there. I'm not going to go anything over. Unless something comes into my life and changes that. Like winning the lotto or inheriting money from somebody else. You know what I'm saying? I had my computer business now for over 17 years. And it's at one level of making money. And don't get me wrong, I'm buying phenomenal stuff. I'm buying really good shit. Don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? But my point here is, I perfectly understand that my life is set to a point. It has a peak. It has a peak. It never went over that peak. If your life keeps going in different stages, like let's just say you go from poor to living good, living very great, living rich, and then living into, if you get to a millionaire and then to a billionaire status, that means your life was meant to go that way. Believe it or not. Right? So then I'm sitting down, I'm thinking, I said, damn, I gotta create something that will make me drug dealers money. Right? I started fixing computers. I started fixing them, taking them apart, learning everything about them, how to install Windows, how to put the hard drive, how to do the power supply, install the RAM, you know what I'm saying, the CD-ROM, card readers, all that shit. I learned about all that shit. As soon as I started messing around with that shit, because I started with laptops. I started selling laptops first. That's the first thing I started with. My life started going up. It started going up. It went from down here to over here when I started messing with the laptops. Right? Then I started building custom computers. Then it went up. Now I'm up to servers. I'm selling servers now. Now it's over here. And the more servers I'm selling is staying at a peak. It's not going over. So I perfectly understand my life is already designed for me to live this way. The way I'm living right now. It's not going to go any higher. I perfectly understand that. Most of y'all people don't. Because y'all live in a fucking dream world. That's why. You're living in a dream world. All that shit that teachers teaching you in school, oh, you can break your ass and become successful. Don't believe that bullshit. Don't believe that shit. Don't believe it. I'm letting y'all know right now, do not believe that shit. Because it's not true. In actuality, it's not true. You know why? Because you have a teacher telling you this. Is a teacher successful? No. A teacher only makes what? $700 a week? Tops? $700 a week. I make more than her. A day. Make more than her. And she's telling you you could be successful. Don't believe that bullshit. Don't believe that bullshit. The only one that could create the success is you. The only one that could create success is you. Nobody else. You're the one that could create success in your life. There's no God that's going to create it for you. Nobody. You need to believe in yourself that you are capable of doing these things. And you have to teach yourself. You have to self-educate yourself to be able to become successful. I see the computer business, I self-taught myself that. I taught myself how to fix computers. I didn't go to no school. I didn't have nobody teaching me shit. What I did, I bought a computer from one of my homeboys. And these were the white ones. I don't know if anybody knows about computers. These were the white towers. It's rare you see those white towers now. Because they're running Pentium 1, Pentium 2, and Pentium 3s. You know what I'm saying? It's rare you see a white tower with Pentium 4 processors in them. So I started from Pentium 1, right? Started taking them apart, started learning what each part is. I taught myself. Then I bought a laptop, took the laptop completely apart, remembered with all the screws, because when you take a laptop apart, you got to learn how to put the screws right back together to where they were at. Or it will not be sturdy. It will not. You got to learn, I really put a lot of time and effort to learn this shit. It's not easy, to tell you the truth. You got to know what the fuck you're doing when you're dealing with laptops. You know what I'm saying? You don't want nobody coming after you for that money that they spent on you. You know what I'm saying? You got to make sure it runs great. And anyway, I make sure they run great. Anyway, I'm not thinking about them rolling up all of it. I'm not thinking about that. Because I know what I did with the laptop. I know what that laptop is capable of doing before I sell it. I make sure everything is running on that shit. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? It's up to you to create that success. And I'm talking about clean. I'm not talking about selling drugs. I'm not talking about nothing illegal. Nothing illegal is involved in this shit. I'm talking about clean. Cleaning your life and doing it the right way. It's a possibility. There's money right in front of you. You just don't see it. Because you're living a fantasy world. Get into reality. And you will see that money right in front of you. That you could just reach out and you could just grab that money and create that success for yourself. Just like I created my success. Now I'm not looking down no more. Now I'm not walking I walk with my head high. You know what I'm saying? I walk with my head high when I walk around. And I'm very happy. As you can see. I'm not even smiling. And it looks like I'm smiling. It's because I'm living a happy life. I could actually say now I'm living a good life. I'm happy in my life. I'm living comfortable. A lot of y'all people can't say that. Most of y'all can't say that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's a perfect example. I'm a perfect example of success. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to put myself over anybody because I don't believe I'm over anybody, no matter how much shit I have. You know what I'm saying? It's no different with Trump. Like, for example, Trump, right? He's a billionaire, right? But how did he get to become a billionaire? He borrowed money from his father. He borrowed $1 million from his father, and that's how he got to where he got to now. If his father didn't have that $1 million, Trump wouldn't be a subject right now. He was helped by his father. His father lent him $1 million. See, a lot of y'all people don't know that. Well, you know now because I fucking told you. Or you could have went and Googled it, how he started it, and it would have told you the same thing. Right? 9/11. 9/11, another perfect example. Right? Fucking people are actually believing planes hit those buildings. Stupid. No planes hit those buildings. I could tell you that. You know why? Because I know physics. I know how strong steel is. Those buildings were steel and reinforced concrete. There's no fucking way in the hell a plane could go through that building. No way in hell. 9/11 was staged. It was staged by the government. Believe it or not. They just wanted to rebuild brand new stuff there. Plus, those buildings, all those buildings there that got knocked down, had asbestos in those buildings. Asbestos. As we all know, asbestos is illegal in New York. The Twin Towers had asbestos in those buildings. It was going to cost the owner of that property $2 billion to clean the Twin Towers. Just those 2 towers, not counting the other buildings, the other 5 buildings. $2 billion to clean asbestos out of the 2 towers. A lot of people don't know that most of those towers were empty. It wasn't full to its capacity. Those buildings was mostly empty for a lot of years because of the asbestos. You know what the guy fucking did? Bring them down. Bring them fucking towers down. And that's what they did. They knocked them down. They knocked down Building 7 because those buildings, that was an FBI building which held files from corrupt people from the stock market. They had cases on people from the stock market in that building. Destroy the building, those people don't have no more cases. They even stole money. They even stole all the money in gold from the buildings too. Because they found a truck in a tunnel, just like the Die Hard movie, one of the Die Hard movies, that they were moving the trucks with gold under the tunnels. The same fucking thing here with the towers. They found a truck full of gold. They found $210 million worth of gold on that truck. Right? On the footprint where those buildings fell, if you look through the top, you see a fucking hole. There's a fucking hole. 10 stories down and better. With molten lava. It had molten lava there. Explosives is not going to create molten lava. Understand that shit. Explosives cannot create molten lava. Remember I told you that. Thermite cannot create molten lava like the lava they had down there. It took them almost a year to turn off that molten lava that was down there. Almost a year it took them to turn it off. You know what they exploded in there? A nuclear weapon. They exploded in there. They detonated 3 nuclear weapons inside that complex. Whether y'all believe it or not. 3 nuclear weapons they blew up in there. If you look through the top and you look, you see each one has a deep, all 3 of them has a hole. So that means the building, when it came down, it went right through that hole. It went right in there. They put explosives inside those buildings. So like that, it could come down like this. You call that demolition. Those buildings were demolition. Those buildings fell straight down. There's no way in fucking hell those towers are going to fall straight down like that without demolition. They were supposed to fall sideways like that. They were supposed to fall sideways. Intact. Fucking up mad blocks. Because those buildings were 110 stories. Them buildings would have fucked up Manhattan really bad if they would have fell sideways. They fell straight down. Both of them. And they fell straight down 9 seconds flat. So that means you could have took a basketball, you could have threw it off the building, and the building would have fell together with the basketball. That's how fast that building went down. 9 seconds flat. into its own footprint, meaning that it fell right inside the hole, fell right inside within itself. That's why there wasn't that much damage outside. Really think about it. If the buildings wouldn't have exploded those nuclear weapons down there, it would have fell all over the whole entire thing. It would have been one big giant pile. It would have been one big giant pile of and it would have been 30 stories, 40 stories high of pile. But as you see, you could go right now, go on Google, look at the damage. Look at the damage. The majority of the stuff got pulverized. That's why you see so much powder, so much powder, so much. The building got pulverized. Explosives and thermite alone cannot do that to that building. They detonated nuclear weapons in that building. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, right? This is the tower. This is the tower. They put the bomb right around down here. Like 500 meters under the building. 500 meters. So like that, when it explodes, the side of the concrete of the ground could withstand the explosion. Cause the explosion to go up like this through the building. You know what I'm saying? The building at certain clips the steel turn into powder. The steel turn into powder. Explosives is not going to take steel and turn it into powder. Understand that shit. Explosives are not that strong. Nuclear is strong like that. Why do you think people got radiation? They got radiation sickness in there. A lot of people died that was there trying to find people that got caught in the rubble. A lot of those people died. They got radiation from that shit. See, a lot of y'all people don't know that these towers, these tall buildings, they got nuclear weapons under them. You know what I'm saying? You cannot take that building apart piece by piece. You could do it, but it will be very, 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 very expensive to take that building apart piece by piece by piece by piece by piece. You have to demolition that building. If the building gets into like a big fire or something like that, and you have to take that building down, the only way you could take that building down is through demolition and a nuclear warhead. That's the only way you could take that whole entire building down. A lot of y'all people gonna be like, this fucking dude don't know anything. I know a lot. Like I said before, a mind is a terrible thing to waste. I know one thing that's a fact. A plane is not going to smash right through those buildings. The plane is not going to go like this, like it did. It's not going to go like that. That's steel. The outside of that building was steel, stainless steel. A lot of people don't know that the outside of that building was the strongest part of the whole entire structure. That was the most strongest part because the building was designed to withstand plane crashes. A lot of y'all people don't know that. That plane was supposed to go like this. Hit the side of the building, break, smash up, and then bounce right off of it. That's what the plane was supposed to actually do. You know why? Because the whole plane is constructed of a thin sheet of aluminum. The plane is really thin aluminum. The whole entire plane. The strongest parts on the plane was the engines, because the engines are made out of titanium. If anything should have caused damage to that building was the two engines, and that's it, nothing else. Not even the fuel, like they told y'all, the airplane fuel went all the way through inside the building, melted the steel, and that's what it made the whole. Listen to me. That building is oxygen starved. Do y'all even understand what oxygen starved is? That's to prevent fires in the building, to control fires in the building. With no oxygen, fire cannot burn. Right? It takes 3,000 degrees to melt steel. 3,000 degrees. That explosion from the airplane fuel, when it blew up, all the fuel from that jet plane got burned in that explosion. It actually got burned in that explosion. They said it traveled all the way down to the basement. Mind you, the Twin Tower basements was like 10 stories high. Just the basement alone was 10 stories high. This building right here is 7 stories. It was 3 stories higher than this building. And it traveled 110 stories to the basement, melted all the steel down there, and that's what made the whole building cave in. I don't fucking think so. Y'all could go lie to all these other stupid motherfuckers. You ain't gonna be lying to me. You know what I'm saying? I perfectly understand what the fuck happened there. The government did all that shit. You know what I'm saying? And the nigga and that motherfucker that owns the fucking Twin Towers was part of that shit too. You know what I'm saying? Because they needed a reason to go to the war. To Desert Storm. They needed a reason for a war. See, a lot of y'all people don't know that war generates money for this country. Whether y'all like it or not, people have to die to generate money for this whole country. That's what fuels this whole entire system. It's military war. The United States selling military arsenal, bombs, everything. They sell everything. That's what's generating money to run this fucking country. That's what generates money for Wall Street and all that shit. Every time you get paid every week, that's what's giving you the money. The fucking wars that we're having throughout this whole fucking entire planet, generating money. So like that, you can get that check every fucking week. Understand that shit. Wars generate money. And it generates enough money that the stocks runs for 7 years straight. Non-stop. That's how much money a one war could generate. 7 years. Right now, it went over 7 years. It went over. We're up to 8 years now. 7 years. If y'all know anything about stocks, y'all notice it's starting to go down now. So guess what? We need to have another war to bring that stocks right back up. Sooner or later, we're going to have a war. I'm letting y'all know right now. It's going to happen soon. We're going to have a war with another country. So far right now, it's looking like it's going to be fucking Hong Kong and them niggas. Because Trump sent a force. He sent a lot of shit over there. Sent 2 aircraft carriers, sent a whole bunch of battleships, and then China joined them. See, a lot of y'all people don't know. We're about to have a war with them. Because they keep testing ballistic missiles, nuclear missiles. They keep testing that shit. And the United States went over there and told them, look, you keep shooting these ballistic missiles, we're going to come in there, we're going to fucking tear your asses up. And believe me when I tell you this, the United States has a lot of firepower now. Now they got firepower beyond recognition right now. They could battle it out with any country and take the whole country the fuck out. Understand that shit. Just those 2 F-craft, they didn't need 2 aircraft carriers. They only needed 1. They only needed 1 aircraft carrier. 1 aircraft carrier. They sent 2 over there. They don't need to come inland no more, the United States. We have drones. We have drones now. We have all types of sizes of drones that could carry military explosives, missiles, everything that a regular fighter jet could fucking have. Those fucking things could carry those things. We got ballistic missiles that shoot from thousands of miles away. We don't need to go in there to fucking destroy fucking Hong Kong. We could shoot everything from on the sea, shoot everything from there and destroy everything in there. Hong Kong perfectly understand this shit. That's why they taking Americans hostage. As you notice, they took hostages. American hostage. That's why they doing all that shit. Because they know they're going to get their ass whipped by the United States. There's no country that could fuck with the United States right now. Understand that shit, people. And there's an agenda behind all this shit, too. The United States is trying to take over this whole world. They're trying to take over this fucking world. Y'all people need to realize that and see this shit. It's actually happening. They're actually succeeding in taking over country by country by country by country. They're trying to make this a one world thing. They're trying to convert all currency throughout the world into one currency. And they succeeding. They're actually succeeding. But a lot of y'all people ain't gonna see that because y'all fucking stupid. It's just like y'all believe those fucking planes hit the Twin Towers, and y'all really got this in the mind. The media made up these images with these planes hitting the towers. They made the media. They made those planes hit the towers. In YouTube's, there was a guy that duplicated the planes hitting the towers. He duplicated it the same way they did it in the media. Duplicated fake planes. Those planes weren't real. Planes never hit those two towers. Understand that shit, retards. Planes cannot go through those towers. Because like I explained before, the construction of a plane is mostly all thin aluminum. Put it like this. If you don't land a plane the right way in the roadway, you don't land that shit right, it will fall apart on you. The plane will actually fall apart if you don't land it the right way. So if the plane could fucking fall apart just from landing it wrong, imagine when it hits those buildings. Just think of it like that. Stupid people. It's a perfect example. You know what I'm saying? I could go on and on and on and on about all this shit. On and on and on. You know what I'm saying? And believe it or not, 99% of the stuff that I mentioned is actually true. 99% is true. So you might as well say 100. You know what I'm saying? Stupid people. It's a perfect example. It's a perfect example. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna just cut the video right here. I think I went down enough. I think I went deep enough. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So if you like the video, put a thumbs up. If you dislike the video, put a thumbs down. And if you're putting a thumbs down in my shit, it's because you're stupid. You don't know nothing. You think you know, but you don't know shit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all have a nice day.